Hey, what's up, y'all? This video is a response to Veritas 48's video. What does atheism bring to the table? First, I want to say that I really liked the video. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't hateful in any way. It wasn't, ignorant like a lot of the Christian propaganda that gets passed around. I enjoyed it. Secondly, I just want to get into what he said in the video, and that assuming God doesn't exist, that he's right. We all just die in the end. We all just cease to exist. So the afterlife, wouldn't be a driving force one way or the other for your beliefs. Then, pretty early on in your video, you claim that Christianity is true, which it is not. It's obviously false. And right after that, you claim that the truth is important in your worldview. Well, I mean, to you, I would say, well, there's one thing right there that atheism offers. It places a greater emphasis on truth, not on the supernatural or the surreal. So, there's a reason why it might matter to you. That doesn't necessarily mean it matters to anybody else, but for you specifically. Second, you make a point that there's atheists that think there's something, and then there's atheists that think there's nothing. I want to point this out, that you shouldn't feel that you shouldn't expect atheists to be united any more than you expect all black people to be united, all Canadian people to be united, all Harvard students to be united or to agree on something. It's a label of organization with there's no standard set of beliefs for any of those groups such as me. It's just a label. And we, as atheists, we can all be categorized as, one who does not believe in any theology. But that's about as far as it goes. It's just the same way that black people can be categorized by percentage of melanin in their skin cells. But the term, the umbrella term atheist, just like black or Harvard student, it only exists to define the composition of the group. It doesn't exist for any other reason. There's no linking bond other than what defines the group. So would you expect that all philosophy majors would agree on any one thing? I would certainly hope not. But of course they all still have the right to call themselves philosophy majors. And you ask why we spend so much time and effort trying to change you when it doesn't matter, for your afterlife or what have you. We're not trying to change your belief as an individual. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy, even if it's believing in something completely false, as long as it doesn't harm anyone else. The problem is, a lot of times it does harm things. There's really two major reasons that atheists discuss religion, even though, admittedly sometimes they do it just to be dickheads. But reason number one is that accepting false beliefs and false propositions can be a dangerous thing. If you accept one false belief that you admittedly have a lack of evidence for, then what's to stop you from holding any other kind of false belief, such as, racial supremacy, sexist views, or a slew of other, hateful views. When, by accepting something that's false, you take all of your authority away to reject something else as false from someone else. That's not something that I'm willing to give up. So, I mean, if it's something that you're willing to give up, that's okay. But I don't want, people who believe killing all the Jews or, lynching blacks. I don't want those people to be able to hold those beliefs as true or justified. So accepting false things in a very real way limits moral progress, because you're telling the world when you accept something false that you don't need evidence to believe what you believe, and that could be a very dangerous thing in the wrong people's hands, and history has shown that. Number two is that as atheists, most of us believe that religion on a whole is evil, that it does an aggregate, like its aggregate is bad. It is ultimately a bad thing. And as such, debunking religion in and of itself would be a good thing, because it's preventing an evil. And it would be good for humanity to do so. Then you ask, why would we try to change your beliefs again, or take the cheese off your macaroni? We're not we're not trying to do that. Like I said, it's not about any one individual psychology. It's a macro social issue, and that is that we believe religion is ultimately a bad thing that causes discrimination and evil in this world, and that as such it's not a good thing. I do agree with you on the one point that people that say they're just trying to get Christians to look more carefully at their religion as opposed to trying to change it. I agree that that's bullshit, because by the very nature of challenging someone's religious faith, you're telling them that it's wrong, essentially, especially when you're an atheist. You're certainly telling them that it's wrong. You're not going to accept them critiquing their belief in God. It's because you think that'd be wrong too. So I agree with you there. One more point. So, you're saying it doesn't matter, and you're right to some extent. It doesn't matter what you believe. We're all going to die, and that's it. That's going to be our last memory. We won't have any more, sensations at all. It's over. But I would like to pose this question to you, and it is, do you think that a very, very happily delusional person should be left alone? Do you think the guy in the padded room that thinks he's Elvis shouldn't be institutionalized or have to be medicated to try to get that belief out of his head? You think he should just be left to be a happy, insane person that thinks he's Elvis? Is what I'm trying to say. Because if you don't, then you seriously have to consider where the atheists are coming from, and that is, we don't want a bunch of delusional people running around making up the rules and making up the norms for society and telling us rational people, and I'm not saying that all atheists are completely rational, but I'm rational, so I'm just going to put myself in the rational group. We don't want them making us rational people look like we are outside the norm, or making it look like our moral compass is off. So that's basically about all I wanted to say. I want to reiterate again that I really liked your video more than I like most, and that it's not about any one individual's beliefs, because people can do whatever makes them happy. Islam, Christianity, believing in the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, worshipping a stuffed teddy bear, anything that makes you happy and doesn't harm anyone is your own business. But large organized religions make it their business to try to convert other people. It says right there in the Bible and Quran that you're supposed to preach your beliefs, and so that intrusiveness is why we discuss what we do. Alright, man. Peace.